now we had the truck, we had the RV, we started taking the RV out to get experience in it. We also started fixing it up. My dad was helping me put in the washer and dryer there. We put in an instant hot water heater. That way we really wanted to feel like we had a home. It wasn't like we were camping. We didn't have any RV experience at all. We had 3 kids, and we didn't want to feel like we were camping. We wanted to feel like we had a house. And so the RV that we bought was a really good fit for our family because it was big enough. And honestly, after living in it for almost a year now, it has been incredible. Don't miss anything except for a dishwasher. But now that we had everything ready to go, we just had to wait for our lease to end, which was up in March. In March, the world really fell apart. Even Disneyland closed. State parks were closing like crazy. RV parks were closing like crazy. It was difficult to buy things. And it just really felt super, super uncertain to even think about traveling at this time. We didn't know if state borders were going to be closing down or if people would be not accepting travelers. And there was just no parking spots for RVs and traveling. So we had to seriously change our plans. And with this, we really felt like Idaho would be a good spot. There's a lot of reasons why we like Idaho. We'll definitely do a video about that in the future. But we decided that Idaho was the place that we were going to go. Now, the experience that I had with Idaho in the move date had been mostly southern Idaho, near Pocatello. I wasn't a huge fan pushing it back further and so we wanted to go. Ultimately, we decided that we would leave the spots that we liked. As we made this decision, it felt like we were making a terrible decision. Like there was no way around it. It felt super scary. We didn't know if we were doing the right thing. We didn't know what was going to be going on in the world. And there was just so much chaos. When we ended up leaving on June 1st of 2020, it felt crazy. Everybody ready to go?
Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
Are you ready, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, by the way, can you finally open our backpacks?
Just give me. Up until the point when we left. After we had left, everything felt awesome. We went first to Nevada. We stayed right past the state line of California over to Nevada because still there weren't RV parks in California open that we could travel to. And so we had to go all the way to Nevada. We stayed at a really cool spot in Nevada on that first night, and it really felt good to get out. Now, we didn't have any idea what it would be like traveling in an RV, and so I had actually gotten us a place to stay that would be some stability for going out so that we didn't have to be traveling all the time. And when we got to Idaho, first we stayed by the Snake River down south, kind of close to Nampa. And then we went to a spot that was up north. And at this spot that I had gotten for us so that we wouldn't have to be traveling, so that we could have some stability, it did not feel right. It did not feel good. And we were not ready for that. So the benefit of having an RV and traveling by RV is that you can pick up and move if you don't like somewhere. And so we found a different place that wasn't too far away. We drove there and it was like night and day difference. There's just going to be places where you don't fit in and the neighbors are not good. So with that being said, it was incredible. We went to a place called Orofino, which was right on the river, and we just started to have the time of our lives. It was so much fun. Ever since leaving California, it did not feel like it was the wrong decision at all. It felt amazing. We had so much fun doing things on the river, fishing, hiking, exploring, and traveling across the state. Truly incredible, and it was the time of our lives. This was 100% the best summer that we'd ever had. The cool thing about having an RV and being and traveling to all of these different places, you could really get a feel for each one of the areas. We stopped in a bunch of places in northern Idaho. We stopped in central Idaho. We stopped in southern Idaho. And we were just traveling to find new areas. Now, RVing got very popular in the summertime, but we didn't have trouble finding and making reservations. We didn't have trouble traveling. And it was just awesome. The lifestyle was completely different. Things that I love about this lifestyle that we didn't have before is that it's a tiny space to clean up. It's not as much maintenance. You really spend so much time outside because there's no place inside. So you're always out doing things. You're always in a new place where there's new stuff to do. And it's really incredible. So it was really awesome. We were fishing all the time. I've never caught so many fish in my entire life, and spending so much time outside. And this really gave us a great feel for the different areas. And we ended up finding a few spots that we really, really loved. Now, when we found these spots, it became pretty clear that it would be kind of difficult to buy land. Definitely going to be doing a video on how to buy land in the future here. But when we were out looking, we just really started praying hard that we would get some land in these different places that we liked. And I actually found a listing on Craigslist, and we found our spot.